Now then, Chad, before we get back to your academic record, I want to ask you some questions about yourself.
Okay.
I want to get to know who Chad Thorn is. You see, Harvard isn't just interested in grades and test scores.
That's good.
Character, leadership, those are just as important.
Uh-oh.
Now, don't feel that you have to give me the perfect answers to these questions. There are no right and wrong answers.
Right.
Now, what would you say is your favorite area of study?
My favorite area of study. That's a hard one. I guess maybe my room.
That's good. That's good. No, seriously, what's your favorite area of study?
My room.
Chad, that's a wrong answer. It's wrong.
I'm the one who should be in there.
Where is your mother?
I'm the one who will get into Harvard.
The most important day of our son's life, and your mother is out playing tennis.
When Chad was my age, you took him to look at Harvard. Are you gonna take me?
Please, Joey, not now.
Oh, I'm sorry I'm late. It was a very close match.
Glad you could make it.
Well, Sloan, it was a tiebreaker.
Did you win?
Joey, in a charity tournament, the real winners are those poor, unfortunate children we raise money for.
You lost.
How's Chad doing?
I don't know. They just started 5 minutes ago.
After Judge Farber finishes with Chad, can I meet with him?
About what?
About Harvard.
Chad's future first.
Judge Farber wants to see you guys.
Already? You just started.
Well, it doesn't take long to recognize genius. Boo-la, 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 boo-la.
That's Yale's song. Well done. You remember Ginger, don't you?
Of course I do. How are you, Ginger?
We're so happy you could come and take the time to meet with Chad.
Oh, no. It's my pleasure.
We really can't believe he's going off to college.
Not just college, dear. Harvard.
Where does the time go? Seems like only yesterday I was in college.
Where was that?
I went to the most marvelous liberal arts college in Iowa, Parsons University. You ever heard of it?
Parsons. Yeah, I believe they lost their accreditation in the late 60s. Were bought out by an Indian mystic and his followers.
Of course, I didn't graduate from there.
Chad's a fine boy, isn't he, Weldon?
Fine, yes. Oh, yes.
Certainly Harvard material, wouldn't you say?
I have to be honest with you, Sloan. His academic performance is less than mediocre.
Well, yes, I know about his grades.
His test scores are below average.
Yes, well, I know about his tests.
His only letter of recommendation comes from his gym teacher, and it's not really a recommendation.
Well, are we going to give any weight to the opinion of a gym teacher?
Chad's a very late bloomer. In fact, he just started shaving. Didn't he just start shaving?
Yes, he did.
Sloan, we're friends, but I can't recommend Chad for Harvard.
Can you recommend someone who can?
I'm sorry.
Well, are you going to let grades, tests, and recommendations count for everything? What about the whole boy?
Well, have you looked into junior colleges?
Weldon, isn't there any way at all that Chad could get accepted at Harvard?
Sloan, there are only two good reasons that one attends a fine university like Harvard. Love of learning and pre-professional training. Chad wants to ski. Forget Harvard.
Perhaps if we emphasized his proven skills, he's very personable.
Very. Have you seen his smile?
Oh, very nice smile.
And charm. Charm counts for something, doesn't it?
Not really. Now, you know, I have seen kids get in with worse records even than Chad's.
How? How did they get in?
Well, some were for some generations of old Harvard families.
Well, don't they want young, new Harvard families?
Some had famous parents, you know, right connections.
What about a big endowment?
Some just impress the hell out of the admissions officers. You know, Harvard isn't just looking for smart kids. They want Kennedys, too.
Leaders?
Leaders, yes. Now, if Chad really impressed them in an interview with a strong sense of self, you know, a vision, who knows, they might overlook everything else, and I've seen it before.
Oh, thank you very much,
yes.
Weldon.
Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for coming. Toinette, would you show Judge Farber out, s'il vous plaît?
Oui.
Nice to see you again, Susan.
Forget Harvard. Ha! Ridiculous.
Forget Farber. The man's an imbecile.
It just goes to show you what kind of judges we have on our courts.
He's still no judge of character. Chad's a bright boy.
He's a very bright boy. He's going to Harvard. It's my dream.
Well, then follow that dream, Sloan. Don't let some judge spoil it for you.
The important thing now is to get Chad into Harvard.
Right. Follow that dream.
Well, how'd it go?
Great.
You still proud of him?
We're proud of all our children.
Chad, to the sunroom, please. Joey. What's this graph?
Well, the top line is the school's average for the achievement test scores. The middle line is the national average. And the bottom line is Chad.
Well, some don't test as well as others. I never tested well.
I had the top score in my class.
But look, he got all these B's.
Gym, hygiene. Oh, but he got a D in wood shop. You have to, like, lose an arm to get a D in shop.
You wanted to see me, Dad?
Oh, yes, I did. Will you excuse us, Joey?
Sure. Oh, and just remember, you don't have to take shop at Harvard.
Sit down, son. Would you like a drink?
Sure.
Toinette, 2 big mugs of root beer to the sunroom, s'il vous plaît.
Wait.
Did you enjoy your meeting with Judge Farber?
It was okay. I don't think he was too impressed with me.
Oh, nonsense. Of course he was. What isn't there to be impressed about?
My grades, my board scores.
Well, those are merely numbers, statistics on a sheet of paper. What you've got can't be graded or measured. You've got untapped leadership potential.
I do?
Yes, you do. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy to get you into Harvard University, America's oldest and greatest academic institution, but if you and I put our heads together and put our noses to the grindstone, I think we can do it.
But I'm not sure I want to go there.
Of course you do. Who wouldn't want to go to Harvard?
I just told you, me.
You and I, son. Think of it as our first challenge. Think of it as our working together, something we'll be doing one day in the firm.
Right.
Thorn and Son, public relations. I rather like the sound of that, don't you, son?
Yeah, it sounds great.
All right, then. It's all settled. Harvard, here we come. Now, let's talk about what your area of study will be.
My dorm?
Merci, Toinette.
Sloan, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
I couldn't sleep. I came down for a glass of warm milk.
Oh, you poor thing. Did Toinette make it for you?
No, of course not. I had Mother make it. You want some?
No, thank you.
I had a terrible dream.
You poor baby. Tell me all about your terrible dream.
I dreamt I was...
Actually, before you do tell me about your terrible dream, I have something I want to talk to you about.
What?
I'm still upset about my alma mater going under. I somehow feel that my college years no longer count.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Of course they count.
No. How do I tell someone my alma mater is now something called Guru U? I was wondering, could you get me an honorary degree?
An honorary degree? You only get an honorary degree for a lifetime of achievement.
Well, Candace Carter got one for her birthday. Please.
I had a horrible dream.
I know, and I want to hear all about it. What about my honorary degree?
Fine. I'll get you an honorary degree.
From one of the Ivy League schools?
Oh, fine. Which one?
Oh, I don't know. Surprise me.
Right. Anything else?
No, that's it. Now tell me all about your bad dream.
Well, I dreamt I was walking on campus at Harvard with Chad. We were both wearing our full-length raccoon coats.
Oh, you two must have looked dashing.
We just came back from the Harvard-Yale game. Everyone was there. The Kennedys, the Kissingers, the Schlesingers, the Tattingers.
We don't know any Tattingers. Who are the Tattingers?
I don't know, but they looked important.
Kissingers. Sloan, this is not a bad dream. This is a good dream. What was I wearing?
You weren't in it. Anyway, Chad and I were walking back
How could I not be at the Harvard-Yale game?
Because it was my dream and you weren't in it, all right?
No, it's not all right.
Fine. You were in it, you were beautiful, and everyone was mad for you. May I continue?
Yes, go on.
So, there we were, walking along campus, having a grand time, when suddenly everyone started pointing at us and laughing at us. And they started taunting us. Your son's an idiot. Your son's an idiot. Over and over. Students were hanging out of dorm windows chanting, your son's an idiot. Your son's an idiot. Even Kissinger intoned, so this is the idiot. We started running and they kept after us, taunting us. Your son's an idiot. Your son's an idiot.
You're right, I wasn't in this dream.
They chased us right into the Charles River. We jumped in. I couldn't swim. I was thrashing around in the water. I looked for Chad to help me, and he was skiing. Then I woke up.
What an awful dream. I wonder what it means.
Go back to bed, Ginger. I have to think.
Oh, come on, Sloan.
No. I have to make some decisions about Chad. I think it's time I got more involved with his life. After all, he is my son.
Well, what more could you do than you're doing now?
I don't want to stand here one day with a rejection letter from Harvard in my hands and blame myself for not having done more. If Judge Farber thinks that Chad can get into Harvard by enhancing his natural leadership abilities, then I'm going to do something. There must be some place, some course he could take, some program, a camp.
What a great idea. Is there such a place?
I don't know. There must be. Leadership camp.
Wonderful. Now let's go back to bed. And you dream about the Tattingers again. Find out who they are.
Are you going to send me to leadership camp someday?
No,
Why not?
because you're just fine.
You don't mean that. You're just saying that to avoid me.
I tell you what, you do better in school this year and I'll think about it.
I got straight A's. I can't do any better.
Is our little leader back yet?
No, not yet.
I can't imagine how they can teach him to be a leader in just one weekend.
That's because you don't know how much it's costing me.
Could I be taken seriously around here for once?
Well, of course, we always take you seriously. What a silly thing to say. I buy you the nicest clothes a daughter could hope for, and what do? You shred them.
That's the style. I mean, if you paid more attention.
Why should I? All you do is criticize and complain.
No, Mom, that's all you do. I mean, no
talk
matter
to me
what
that
I
way,
do,
young
you
lady.
always
All right,
have-
that's enough. All this incessant bickering. It's gonna stop, I can promise you that. Do you read me, people?
Son, welcome home.
Now, what's the problem here?
Chad, you must be absolutely starved. Why don't you run into the
I'll
kitchen?
chow down later, Mother. First, I want to deal with the problem. Now, what's the problem here?
They don't take me seriously. I'm the best student in my class, and all they care about is you. I mean, I want to go to Harvard. I want to go to leadership camp.
So you're not getting what you want, huh?
No.
Well, too bad, Missy. Life is not handed to you on a silver platter. You want it? Go get it yourself.
Well said, son.
My little leader, bravo.
You're not gonna get it from them. Look at them. Do you think they care? All they care about is this benefit or that benefit or some stupid charity thing. Well, here it is, folks. Charity begins at home. I want you to start thinking of us as the needy.
Right on.
There's gonna be some changes around here. Some real changes.
Well, good. I like change.
Did you enjoy your weekend, son?
Don't change the subject, Dad. That's what you do. You're like a boxer the way you slip the punches. From now on, you're gonna stand toe-to-toe and take it like a man. I'm on to you. To you, too.
What was that?
That, young lady, was a leader.
That was a very good camp you sent him to, Sloan.
Harvard, here we come.
Yeah, either that or Bellevue.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes. Yes, Chancellor. She went to Parsons University.
No, tell him I didn't graduate from there.
She attended Parsons University.
Tell him I graduated from the Sorbonne.
She graduated... I can't tell him that.
You must.
She graduated from the Sorbonne. What year? You taught there for 30 years. Nice, Ginger. I'm sorry. I can barely hear you, Chancellor. I'll have to call you back. Bye. Thank you very much, Ginger.
Well, how was I supposed to know he taught there?
And don't you tell me how to do my job.
I'm not telling you how. I'm just telling you do it. No wonder your country was always overrun.
You can criticize me. You cannot insult France.
What's going on?
I told her to start making flapjacks instead of those lousy crepes, but she couldn't stand the heat. So I told her to get out of the kitchen.
I rather like that.
Like that? We could lose one of the finest maids in New York. I trained her myself.
Ginger, we may be losing a maid, but we're gaining a leader. Sit down, son. I set up an interview for you next week at Harvard.
I'm not going to Harvard.
What?
Of course you are. We've been on this for years. You've always wanted to go to Harvard.
You've always wanted me to go there. Harvard's for horn-rimmed, button-down sissies.
So what? You're still going.
I've got my own plans. I'm joining the Marines.
The Marines?
Yep. They're looking for a few good men.
Well, fine. Let them keep looking. You're not joining the Marines.
You can't stop me. I'm old enough to join without your permission. Semper Fi, folks.
The Marines?
What kind of a camp did you send him to, Sloan?
I don't know. My secretary did it. She recommended it.
Edna? She has 2 sons in the Army.
What was that?
Probably our brave little Marine attacking the refrigerator.
Do something, Sloan.
Take it back. Take it back about my country.
I take it back. I take it back.
Say vive la France.
Toinette.
Say vive la France.
Okay, okay. Vive la France!
If you feel you must tell your parents, it is okay. I live with my dignity intact and my head held high.
Don't worry, Toinette. I didn't see anything.
What are you looking at?
Chad, get real. You'd last about an hour in the Marines.
So? I'd rather go in the Marines than go to Harvard.
What? You could get, like, killed in the Marines? I mean, the worst thing that could happen to you at Harvard is your brain could explode.
I don't want to be a Marine. It's just an act.
An act?
So I don't have to go to Harvard. I just want to go to a school where my buddies are going and ski and stuff.
Yeah, well, they're really worried about you going into the Marines.
And it's working.
What?
My plan.
You mean you've got a plan?
Chad, the sunroom, please.
This is great. This is really great. You thought of something?
Sure, listen. What are Mom and Dad most afraid of?
Embarrassment.
Exactly. Do you think they want their kid to be a grunt? Or better yet, a lifer? So I figured I'd make them think.
Chad?
You thought this up, huh?
So now I'm gonna go back in there, let them talk me out of being a Marine and into a nice little junior college in Colorado near good skiing.
Trust me on this one, Ginger.
Chad!
Chad, your mother and I would like to speak to you.
It'll have to wait. I'm going down to the Marine recruiting office.
Well, that's what we want to talk to you about.
You can't change my mind on this. I want to be a Marine.
Well, we want you to be a Marine, too.
Huh?
A Marine, our little hero.
Your mother and I discussed it, and we agree. You should serve your country, and you should serve it well.
But I thought you guys wanted me to go to Harvard.
Well, Harvard would be nice, but the Marines.
I remember my own disappointment when I couldn't serve in the Army because of this darn foot thing of mine. So I bought bonds. Big bonds. Now I'm ready to make the ultimate sacrifice. You can serve for me.
This is such a proud moment.
But I thought you guys wanted me to go to Harvard.
What, and miss out on getting your hair cut off and showering with real men for 3 years?
Marines serve as guards at embassies all over the world. And as color guards at festive parties.
And they also go to war.
There's a downside to everything.
If I join the Marines, it won't just be for 3 years, it'll be for life.
Make a career out of it. Good idea.
I'm going to knit you something before you go. A little gun cover. Would you like that?
You'd better hurry on down to the recruiting office, son. They close soon.
But what about Harvard?
You said no. You said you wanted to be a Marine. Here's cab fare, son.
We're very proud of you.
Hang tough.
Where are you going?
To be a Marine.
Get in here.
I'm going to say goodbye to my sister. I had a plan.
Stop crying. Now what happened?
They want me to be a Marine for life.
Nothing you.
I don't care. They win, I lose. I want to go to Harvard. Please.
No, hang tough, you man. Now listen, they're bluffing you. They'll stop you even before you can get to the front door.
I'm right by the front door. The front door's right by the kitchen.
Do it.
Good luck.
We love you very much.
Aren't you gonna stop him?
He doesn't want to be a Marine. He doesn't know what he wants.
Yes, he does. It was just a plan.
Whose plan? Yours?
No, Chad's. He wants to go to some other college, not Harvard. It was the first real plan of his life.
Chad thought of this plan?
Yes, and you can't let him go. All he wants is a junior college near Aspen.
Aspen? We could get a condo.
If Chad thought of this plan, maybe he doesn't need Harvard.
Yeah, go and get him.
Okay.
I had a plan.
Yes, you did, son. And it was a darn good plan. And it worked.
It did?
I'm proud of you.
And Chad, I think a condo in Aspen is much more exciting than the Harvard Club, don't you?
Top of your class, huh?
Yeah.
Maybe you and I should take a little drive this weekend. Take a look at Harvard. The Thorns will continue in a moment.